Whoa, horrible lighting. Let's see. Man, let me turn this light up. Okay, look at this horrible lighting. And my beautiful hair. Wow. Hey, what's up, Nikki? What's up, Robert? Thanks for the. I am pretty hot, aren't I? Yeah, man. So just a little surprise showing here, man. Of take a couple minutes. I don't know, maybe an hour. I'm not making pasta this time, but I figure I'll just do a little Q&A session here for you guys. If anybody's watching at all, I got to keep my glasses on or I can't read this. Can't read from. Let's see. There we go. Like this. Yeah, man. So what's happening, you guys? You guys jamming out? Can you guys hear me? Nick, can you hear me? Can you hear my voice? Let me see if this thing is. Hey, Mark. Okay, loud and clear. Okay, great. Thanks, guys. Okay, so I wonder if I can zoom in. I think I just have to go like this. I'll be talking. I can move this out of the way. Come closer. See, you could get all nice and personal. Yeah, guys. So any of y'all going to go to Capital Audio Fest this weekend? Thanks, Darren. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you watching. Any of you guys going to Capital Audio Fest? I just finished a vid about Capital Audio Fest. I'll be going there this weekend. So anybody in Maryland or can jump on a train or whatever, head over to Maryland. I'll be at Capital Audio Fest this weekend. Going in. What's up, James? How you doing, brother? Just and you know what I'm going to do this time, which is pretty cool that I've never done for you guys, is I'm going to go in room by room and I'm going to assess the rooms for you, and tell you guys like what they're all about. Like I'll go in, I'll listen, I'll come out, and then if you guys want to like take notes or something, I'll tell you like this room, typical hi-fi, this room, too much bass, bloated bass, too much mid, whatever. I'll assess out each room so you guys can get an idea. It'll help to train your ears. I'll help you guys train your ears because I've been doing this for so damn long. It took me at least 10 years to get my ears to where I could differentiate between good audio systems because they all sound good at some certain point, So that should be, go to the turntable area and check. There is not going to be turntable area. Turntables are everywhere. So I'll see them in almost every room that we walk into. You signed up and sent me a message and pick up the new system. Okay, James, good, man. I'm sorry. I'm not on the emails that often, but and I haven't been on in like a week, but I'll check up on those. So I apologize. It's always the best way to always reach you. Until I get an assistant that fields all the emails for me, man, the best way to reach me is just call me, get me on the horn. Then you get some personal time and, because I'm talking right to you. Peachtree has a newer GAN-FET amp, the GAN. Curious if you heard? No, I haven't. GAN is a new technology. It's a new fad. Okay. So it's like a lot of the new fat amps. AGD is my GAN go-to, but I'd be listening to other stuff for sure. On Stereo 11 under integrated amps, what is under integrated? Peachy has not a GAN-FET. Your new system, it's on under integrated. Oh, you mean, James, you posted it to the forum or something like that? I definitely don't go to the forums. I'm sorry, man. I am spread so thin, dude. It's one guy. I run my whole company all by myself. I'm spread way too thin right now, and I'm actually I'm barely keeping up with my orders. So to go on and tend to my website's very hard for me. I will be building a team. Um, let's see. Hey, Mikey, generally, what are my thoughts on solid state amps versus tube amps with a tube preamp? Okay. I mean, I can just tell you basically solid state amps versus versus tube pre. I can give you my general view on tubes versus solid state is tubes are for fun, solid state is for business. Okay. When I say that, I mean solid state does not vary. You get tubes can vary greatly, even in the same exact tube type. A different brand is going to sound different. A different vintage is going to sound different. So there's too many variables in tubes to get real serious about like critiquing or anything. You see, you have to understand that I do a lot of product assessment, and I'm checking shit out to see if I want to carry it for you guys and stuff like that. So I can't rely on tubes because I'm hearing the tube. Then I'm not necessarily hearing the gear that I'm trying to check out. So tube is fun, man. They sound very ethereal. They're like three-dimensional. They have this harmonic thing in there that is very fun to listen to. And actually, tube rolling is fun too, because it's actually what makes it fun is the fact that they can change so greatly by what tubes you put in. So it's fun to put in other kinds of tubes just to see what they do and what it does with the sonic. You know, it's a lot of fun, but that can get time consuming and expensive, especially nowadays that we got this Russia thing. You know, tubes have gone through the roof, just like everything else. It's ridiculous. So it makes the, you know, fun of tube rolling kind of becomes a little expensive sometimes. Bought a Michi X5 integrated amp. Okay, I don't know what it is, but it sounds Chinese, and I don't endorse China whatsoever. In fact, I boycott China. So I apologize for that. It's nothing to do with the people. I love my Chinese friends, and I actually stand for the people, and that's why I don't stand for the hi-fi, because of the regime there. So I'm happy that you got a good product. Hopefully it's not Chinese. Shit, SCHIT or TT is my pick for inexpensive American-made hi-fi. I just go with shit. It's pretty solid stuff. There's a video of a dude who bought a brand new 2020 LP for $30. Packaging was awesome, but when he played it, it sounded like a blank cassette he taped off. You know what? I have to. Oh, okay, Rotel hand. I have to. Michi is Japanese. Hello. Yeah, that would make sense, wouldn't it? It sounds, now that you say it, total Japanese. Yeah, awesome on Japanese. Okay, Japanese stuff is freaking awesome. I've got some stuff called Concert Fidelity, which is Japanese, and I've got some Feastrek speakers that are coming. Japan high-end is just like you'd expect anything from Japan to be. It's beautiful, high-end, meticulous detail. I love Japanese stuff. So awesome on that. You know, okay, speaking about the LPs, man, and I heard about a guy, I had a guy talk to me who's a real record guy. Like, you know, he doesn't even understand how I listen to digital kind of dude. He's been doing this for a long time, and he bought some of the latest, what is Chad Kassem's deal? Audio analog recordings or, you know, audio. I can't remember the damn name. Somebody say it. You know, it's the records that are the audiophile records that are supposed acoustic sounds. There you go, Nick. Thanks. So acoustic sounds. He bought some acoustic sounds. He spent I think $60, okay, or 60, I think, on the standard records, right? He got them home. He freaking pulled them out. There was flat spots on the edges, like it wasn't even perfectly round. And there was some of the frag that comes on the edges. You know, normally when you press a record, you have to trim the edges. There was still shit like on the edges they hadn't cleaned off. And he was blown away that he had spent, you know, $60 on this record, and it wasn't even perfectly round. It was pretty bad, man, and it had some sort of residue on it. And then he bought like a $130 one that was a Hendrix, and he said that one was trimmed perfectly round. It didn't have the residue that the other one had, but he was really upset that it took $120 to get the quality of record that was like at Target back in the 80s, you know? So I can't comment too much. Maybe Nick has something to say about vinyl these days. Nick, what do you think, Nick, about vinyl versus the original vinyl? Are vinyl records these days that are made in current day, are they worse? Are they crappier vinyl? Do they have shittier residue? Are they made worse? Why I mostly buy used, yeah, right, the original stuff, you know. To the Meitner STR solid state amp from the 80s, only solid state amp that's been as variable as tubes. Oh boy, that's not good, Mark. Yikes. 97 pounds. Yeah, that's a good one. Have I heard the Lampizator Horizon or reliable? Okay, here's my tubes and DAC. Okay, here's what's up with Lampizator. Let me look. Yeah, it is bad quality control, James. Okay, so Lampizator, here's my opinion on Lampizator. Okay, my opinion on DACs, a tube should be nowhere near a DAC. Okay, a DAC needs to be able to make a square wave. It needs to have quick transients. The problem with DACs, digititis, is the lack of transient response. Okay, so you get glare from that. Solid state DACs like the Playback Design are extremely good at transient response. They can do a square wave. You put a square wave digital on the front, it'll give you a perfect square wave analog on the output. You can't make a perfect square wave with a vacuum tube because they're too slow. They're not able to do transient response. So while I give great respect, I love Lucas and the gang. I love Rob and Fred. But I just think that DAC is total freaking hype. It's $50,000 now. That is absolutely ludicrous. But hats off to Lucas for pulling a rabbit out of his ass. Here's a guy living in Poland who's going to get rich as shit right now. He was a DIYer when I first met and learned of Lucas. He was a DIYer. He was making and hand wiring these tube output stages to standalone DACs like Marantz and stuff, whatever he would work with. And then little by little, he started getting a following because he does make a good product. And then he turned it into this huge thing now, where now people are paying 50 grand for a tube. I saw the latest DAC from Lampizator. It had 7 tubes in it. Okay, so that's 7 places some shit can go wrong, and you're not going to know where the hell it is. If something's off, you're going to be like, where's it off? Is it off in tube 1? Is it off in tube 2? Is it, it's just way too much, man. I would never want 7 tubes in my DAC ever. So that's my feeling. I'll see the guys at the show. Sold your records and turntable. Yes. You don't need $60 records. You need to know who the recording engineers are. Example, 4K Canon recorder, studio mastered record will crush any modern day record. Yeah, right. So to me, that's cool. That's great. But man, that's a lot of shit you got to learn. Wouldn't it be easier just to, I hate to say it, but stream? Do I dare say it? There's so many variables with analog, man. There's so many variables. It's cool to collect. Don't get me wrong, man. I love record guys like Vinyl Richie and these other guys, Nick. My friends that are record guys, man, I love you guys. You're the coolest. I used to work at a record store. I know the thing I love most about record guys is I know y'all are music people, okay? And those are my people, okay? So that's why I love record guys. I'm not going to partake in the collecting and all that stuff because I go cuckoo. I mean, you see, if I turn look, those are master tapes, man. Those are session reels, 2-inch, 24-track session reels. I've got over here, those are all 1/4-inch, so it's like, I've got my analog squared away. And do I even use them? Hardly. I just hardly. They're a pain in the ass. Vinyl's a case-by-case situation. That's what I was told. I was told by somebody when I was learning and I was trying to decide if I was going to start vinyl, I was told buy 3 or 4 of the same album and listen to them all, keep the best pressing, and then sell all the others. I was like, holy shit. I definitely don't have time for that. So let's see. Fine Audio. Oh yeah, you bought Fine Audio. Cool, man. Those are sweet, bro. I talked with those guys when they first started, and they were at their first show in Expona, and I know where they came from. So I would love to hear. I'll hear them at the show. hopefully, and I'll be able to listen. Let's see. You don't need records, period, unless you're one of the many out of touch morons. Who? Okay, yeah. I'll clear that one. Yeah. So yeah, you don't need records. Yeah. The only thing, look, records are cool as hell, and they're fun to collect, and they're cool pieces of artwork, and they're cool pieces of history and nostalgia and collectability. I love that about them. Um, what my point is when I'm trying to talk about records and not needing them is just that if you're new coming in, I'm talking about new people coming into hi-fi. If you get the magazines and you start reading the magazine, you're trying to figure out, how do I become an audiophile? You might think, I need to have vinyl to be a real audiophile. That's what the magazines will tell you. That's what the media will tell you, because they want to sell you the freaking records, man, for $60 now or $30, whatever they cost now. That the record whole vinyl area of hi-fi is the most expensive area of hi-fi. Digital, it pales in comparison to expense of vinyl. So and at this point, I believe the sonic qualities are as good. If we're only talking about sonic, if we're talking about collectability, I totally get the record thing, man. Records are fucking cool. Okay, they're cool. I would collect them and not listen to them. Just because they're cool, So let's see. Have I thought of doing a cable trial program? Ship, swap, and purchase. People get to hear themselves. Yes, as a matter of fact, I will be doing something like that. It is not a trial program. It'll be like a guarantee. So for me to send something out without payment is extremely hard. And I have to freaking police and collect and like all that crap. So what I do is I'll sell them. Like coming up, I've outsourced my cable design. Okay, I can no longer keep up with the demand, so I'm outsourcing it. So the great part about this is I have them make 100 at a time. So I have 100 speaker cables coming up here shortly. I have 100 power cords. Okay, these will be power cords that are like $600 power cords that maybe I sell for $350 or something like that. I'll offer like maybe 50 of them or something like that. And then you guys will all be able to buy as many as you like. There'll be a certain limited amount. You can buy them at that reduced cost and you have to be a tribe member. I'll send you that email. Then you guys can all buy the cables. If they don't beat what you have, you send them back. I guarantee absolutely everything I ever advise you on. Anything I tell you from my mouth, this is going to work. If it does not work for you, it's money back guarantee with no restock fees or any bullshit like that. Okay. I am a man of my word and I back up my mouth. I don't talk shit. That's why I talk a lot of shit, but I don't talk shit. And look, pretty soon I'm going to start interviewing some of my clients, so you guys know the commitment that I give to my clients. I don't just sell you shit and disappear like most people. I take a commitment into, I'm going to have this outlined into a whole thing. And anybody that engages me by buying something, you will then, I will honor you with my my consultation. And I don't charge for that. If you buy from me, I don't charge for that. The poster, yeah, man, it's old school New York, buddy. Look at that, man. I think it's like mid 80s. I looked at the cars, it's like early 80s, late 70s. I can tell by the cars. I can only see a few cabs and shit like that. But it's pretty cool. I'm blocking Empire. King Kong ought to be up there somewhere. Let's see. What challenges does one get if you have to place your speakers along the long wall, 29 feet wide, no sidewalls in sight, soundstage, 3D problems? Yeah, for sure, man. You need some of that. You need some of that. Some of the sidewall. You need some of that reflection. You want a little bit reflection. So if you're on the long wall, what you're going to want to do is sit closer to your speakers, and then will take the room out of the equation. On a long wall, sitting far away is going to be a little tough unless you can boost it and give it some juice, and you have relatively big speakers. You can overcome that. But the other solution is to sit closer, and then you'll take the room out of it. So you do that on the long wall. It's not about collecting. I got reel to reel. It's about the best sounding. Yeah. You clearly have not seen my video where I compare real time master tape playing off my reel to reel versus the digital DSD times 4 A to D that I'm doing simultaneously. I can press a button and it goes back and forth between the actual master tape that's playing, and then it's digital transfer that's happening right at that same time. I could record, then you record it and you archive it to 4 times DSD, but I was just doing it playback, and I can do real-time A to B comparison playback. It's indistinguishable. You cannot distinguish DSD times 4 from master tape. It's indistinguishable. That's why MoFi uses it for archive. You know, I mean, it's pretty it's pretty amazing. There's only one DAC that I know of that does that, man, and it's not like I'm just, you know, barking up one tree. I could sell as many. Look, Meitner wants me to carry their stuff. I listened to the MA3. I didn't like it. I can't carry it, man. It's a $10,000 DAC. I wanted to carry it really bad because it has volume control and it has streaming capability, but it was just too muffled, man. It just didn't. It didn't have it, man. And so I seek out. I have another replacement DAC in the $10,000 range that I will bring to you guys. Let's see. Okay, so collecting. What about your speaker project? I know, dude. It's like, man, you know what goes into the projects, dude? My bandwidth is so full of stuff that to handle a speaker project and doing and pushing that forward. Until I get a team, I can't do that, man. I have to have a team, and then I can direct, put people on projects, and get things going. Dude, I've got patents for connector design. I could revolutionize cables. It's like there's way too much shit for one guy to do, you know. So any all that are sharp, that want to be part of a team of a cool company that's growing, and want to help build something, you know, and you feel you have something to offer, just get in touch with me, man, and we'll talk about it, because I do have people that come forth every now and again, and I am putting a team together. Yeah, ex-Tannoy, that's right. Yeah. Out of touch moron. No, you're not out of touch, Nikki. You're my vinyl professional, man. You're the tribe vinyl keeper of the vinyl, Nick. You're our expert. You're a vinyl expert, our in-house vinyl expert. So anybody see Nick Patanzi up there? This guy is a vinyl expert. Okay, by my view. He buys and sells vinyl. Been doing it forever. He managed a record store. This guy is a guitarist extraordinaire. He knows all about guitars, man, and amplifiers. He toured with a band. I won't say anymore, Nick. You can say as little or as much as you want. Okay, James, I stream everything and don't miss my records. See, good for you, brother. So you were willing to step out and take the risk, and you don't miss them. So you reap the rewards. Redco, nice to see you again. Okay. Oh, here he is. Okay. Whatever Redco is printing, man, it's getting held every time. It's funny. I have to acknowledge Redco's stuff. Are you a troublemaker or something, man? Because all your things are held. Let's see. Also, Mikey, the out of touch morons, maybe it's because you say morons, are still not getting that you stream from your own collection. That's right. You know, that's right. I do stream from my own collection. Streaming doesn't mean on internet. People think that you need internet to stream. You don't. That's one type of streaming. If you take all your CDs, what I did, I had, you know, a couple thousand CDs. I ripped them all and I put them on a hard drive, and then I stream from my desktop over to my rig, and then it plays it at the rig. So all my music is on my desktop computer. And then I also have Tidal and Qobuz, just so that I have a breadth of search capability. So if I'm really thinking about some weird, obscure ass shit that I want to look for, I can just search it, and it pulls back from Qobuz, Tidal, and my collection. So I figure I've got the best, you know, odds of getting a rare piece of music if I've got something in my mind that I'm trying to think of some cool old stuff, man. So let's see. Hey, Mikey, back from Florida and the Keys with my little bro, Chris. Fun chatting with you while we were there. I have an original mint audio analog Puccini. I don't know what to do with it. Fucking use it, bro. You know, sell it if you don't want it. I don't know what Florida and the Keys, Michael. I'm trying to remember when you were in the Keys and we chatted while you were there. I'm trying to, I'm having a brain fart, brother. But yeah, I mean, audio analog is some good stuff, man. They know what they're doing, man. Those guys are good guys. Mikey, I need a USB and Ethernet. Just holler at a brother, man. I'll hook you up. I'll take care of you, man. I make really good Ethernet cables. I make really good USBs. And again, any of you guys that buy cables from me, that's my first hat. Just so you guys know, the first thing I ever did in this whole business was start a cable company. So I'm a cable designer. I have patents and all that shit. I don't talk about it much because I just don't like to talk up my own stuff. But any of my cables that you buy from me are going to be guaranteed to beat what you currently have. If they don't beat it, I'll give you your money back, man. Simple as that. Real World Audio YouTube quotes you on occasion. I don't know who they are. This guy built his own VoIP pipe speakers. Sounds cool. Cube Audio. I like Cube. Drivers. Nice. Have you heard VoIP pipes, and are they still relevant? I would say if we're talking about it, they're still relevant. And if they use Cube Audio drivers, they're probably pretty cool. VoIP pipe, I can imagine they're like, I've heard speakers that are in tubes, like PVC tubes, and they can do some really cool stuff. So I'm always into designs that break the mold. I love to listen to them. Some suck, some are really good, man. And a lot of the old adages that you hear about speakers, a lot of times I've found that they're wrong when I try and put it to the test. Add a DAC, sell. Yeah, if you're going to change, I'm sure there's better DACs than the old Puccini. Sell it and get a new one. I mean, talk to me, brother. I've got some options. If you'd like to get something, I'm guessing one that old doesn't have a volume control. The latest thing is the DACs are coming with good volume controls, and you can dust your preamp. You don't really need the preamp anymore unless you have vinyl. If you've got vinyl, you need a preamp. If you don't have vinyl, you don't need a preamp. As long as the DAC is up to the volume, is up to the task of volume control. Not all of them are. Some of them use digital volume controls and they truncate the signal in order to attenuate, and those suck because you can't play them at low volume because they truncate the signal out. You want a DAC that retains full dynamic even at low volume, and that's an analog volume control or a special type of digital volume control. Ethernet cable, you're good on, brother. I got you covered. Just holler, call me. What's the best tube preamp you have heard? The one you will buy for yourself. Well, that's the one that I won't sell that I already have for myself. Is First Sound. It's single-ended tube, and that's my single-ended amp. First Sound, made in America. My tube preamp, I didn't say preamp. That's my single-ended preamp. My tube preamp of choice is the Nat Audio MagnetoStat SE. Both of these DACs are over 20 grand. But you find them used, man, for retarded low prices, like especially First Sound. You can find them at great prices and they're killer. They're good. So what do I have, Steedman? What do I have for what? What do I have for Ethernet? What are you asking? You got to be more specific if you're asking me questions because I can't keep up with everything. Okay, what are my thoughts, or have I heard spatial audio open baffle? Spatials are pretty good. They're not my choice. I like Pure Audio Project better. That's all I can say. But Clayton's a good guy, really nice guy. He's done great for himself. He's a respectful guy. He's not a dick. He's not hustling people. So I give the brand a thumbs up. But it's just not my thing. If I was going to buy open baffles, I would buy Pure Audio Project over Spatial. And that's just personal preference. Do I follow any reviewers? No, man, because reviews are full of shit. Reviews are paid for. If you look at the reviewers online, these Steve Guttenberg and guys like that, man, all you have to do is look down in their description and look at all the people that they're giving links to and all that shit. Those are people that sponsor their channel. New Record Day, love him, good guy, really super nice guy, but he's bought and paid for. These guys are bought and paid for, so they're going to review whoever's sponsoring them. They're going to review them favorably. Why wouldn't they? So the only way to really review is somebody who doesn't make money from it, and that's the caveat right there. If you make money from reviewing, you're a bot reviewer. You're not worth listening to because you get money from it. So how am I going to give a shitty review to somebody that pays me to review, or somebody that gives me their product for free? So I don't take reviews for shit. You need to find somebody that you can consult with for your hi-fi needs, that is going to give you straight advice and is going to give you a money back guarantee. Can you imagine if the reviewers gave you a money back guarantee? They should say, you know what, I'm recommending this piece to you guys, and if any of you buy it and it doesn't do what I say, you can have your money back, or I'm not whoever. Okay, that's what I do. I don't review and post the reviews and try and do that as a job. But if you consult with me, I will consult with you and I will help you choose what's best for your rig and your budget and what you're trying to do, and it's money back. So let's see. You bet, Nikki. What do you think of the Holo May KT? The Holo May KTE is what I don't know. Isn't that the what are they called? Holo May Audio, whatever the hell. I don't know what it's called. But yeah, I mean, that's supposed to be good. I guess people like it. I've not heard it, but it's it's from what I hear, it's like an analytical kind of a DAC. What are they, $6,000? I don't know if I have anything in the $6,000 area, but I will bring something to market at 2K, 4K, 8K, 15K. I'm trying to find a 10K. I will find you guys what I think is the best in the market. There are certain DACs either have it or they don't. That's all there is to it. And even cheap ones can have it, but they either have that thing or they don't have that thing. And so I will do my best to bring you guys products that I back with my name and my reputation and with a money back guarantee. What did I use to burn all my CDs into the hard drive? Okay, so the first time around, I sent them off to a guy. And then I bought, where is it? It's over there. Then I bought a NIMBY, a robotic ripper. I have a robotic ripper right now that stands on the desk, and I can put a spindle of 100 CDs right into that bastard, turn it on and let her rip, and I can leave the room. I can go to sleep, whatever. In the morning, there's 100 CDs, or like whatever. 5 hours later, there's 100 CDs ripped. It's already put them in and arranged them by, genre and all that shit. And so I robotically rip CDs that way. The reason I bought a robotic ripper is because for my customers, I'll rip their music collection. If they buy a streamer from me with a 2 terabyte, 4 or 6 terabyte drive, I can put their whole collection on it, so they don't even have to mess with it. I can send them a streamer loaded with their music. That was the whole idea behind that. What did I did? Yeah, that's also what I did. Yeah, right. Windows Media Player. Yeah. I mean, I use something called oh man, what's it called? Let me look for it in the program in here. It's a FUBAR. No, DB Power Amp. DB Power Amp is the ripper. DB, like decibels. DB Power Amp. That's the ripper that you want to use for hi-fi. Just don't even question it. DB Power Amp. Okay. Legacy. I don't know about the Windows Media Player. I just I only watch porn on that. Okay, so Ethernet. I'm interested in Ethernet cable. Can I try before I buy? Ivan, of course you can, brother. Nobody else can, but you can. You're an existing customer of mine, man, and so you can. But typically, to answer that question, no, you have to buy your stuff first, and then I have a money back guarantee. If you're a client like Ivan is, you can have it up front, man, and then try it out, and then pay me if you like it. If you don't, send it back. On Windows 11, it's not called Legacy. Okay, Redcoat, completely understand what Mikey's about. Then again, I'm a moron. Right, Nick, you've got me from the very beginning, Nick. I gotta say, the best things about Nick, man. He's been with me since the beginning here, and Nick understood my intent before most people did. I come across a little bit like I got to stick up my ass because I do have resentment, man. I got resentment for the industry. What can I say? I've been in this a long time, enough to be resentful at what the industry does to you guys. You guys get the total shaft. You spend a lot of money and you don't get what you signed up for. I talked to a guy today, $80,000 he spent. And I know exactly the dealer he went to, and I know who he consulted with. And man, they just sold him some shit and 80 grand. And he's like scratching his head, like, dude, it sounded horrible, you know? And I'm like, oh my God, you don't know how many guys I clean up the mess. I don't mind. I'll do it, you know, I'll help clean up the mess. But it pisses me off because these are good people. This guy was US military, man. I'm like, come on, man, how are you gonna do our boys like that? You know, it's fucked up. Okay, so let's see. The guy with the VoIP pipes and Cube audio drivers is Janos from Real World Audio. Great guy. Okay, I don't know who he is. I'll have to check him out. Thanks, Mikey. Yeah, do it, James. Just holler. Holler at a brother. I guess audio reviewers should maybe get sponsorship from an unrelated company like Surfshark or something. I guess. Yeah, I don't know enough to know that, but yeah, audio reviews are cooked. You know, it's just how do you pay a reviewer and not have them favorably? Yeah, like you said, whatever Surfshark is, maybe that's something that maybe it's like they get paid per clicks or something. I don't know. I saw I did a video about a Brennan B2, I think it was. No, that's not me. I don't even know what a Brennan B2 is. Stream them. Anything. Wait, to transfer my CDs and stream them. Anything would be suffering from, I don't know what a Brennan B2 is, but you can, if you have a lot of CDs, you can get the robotic thing. But look, that's a you know, expenditure that you only need one time. You can just put them into your optical drive on your desktop and rip them through DB Power Amp like that. It takes like a couple minutes per CD, and it'll rip it wave or FLAC and put it right into your folder that you map, and it's awesome, man. You know, you don't need to have the robotic special ripper unless you have like 2,000, you know, freaking discs, and you feel like you're going, you know, spending the 350 or 450, whatever it is for the robotic ripper is worth it. What do I think of ATC or PMC active speakers? I don't like active speakers. I've not heard one yet that I like. They sound good, but they don't sound hi-fi. They sound like PAs. They sound very punchy and direct, but they don't image. Like, I've not heard them do imaging. So they're cool sound reinforcement type sound, but it's not hi-fi sound to me. And I prefer more like real, like realism. And this is more like active speakers to me are more just like they're cool concept, but they just never quite have got. I've not heard one that really got it for me. Should use a robotic ripper. I did it all manual with my old desktop. I know it's a pain in the ass, man. It takes a while, you know. Ivan, yeah, Ivan, just holler, brother. I got you, man. Can I tell? I want to tell stories about you guys, man. Ivan's. I'd love to tell you. You got a cool story, Ivan. I'll interview you, man, for the story. Everyone get out and vote. Yeah, word up, man. Get out and vote, brother. Vote red. I know I look like a freaking Democrat with my ponytail and all that shit, but no way, brother. And look, I'm not a Trump freak either. I like the way the guy does business. He's a dickhead, though. I mean, he's like really unlikable. But you know what? I don't mind being a kick-ass country, you know? We are bullies. Yeah, I know we're bullies, whatever. But you know what? We have the greatest country in the world to live in. And if it takes being bullies, maybe we should, you know, lighten up a little bit on it. But I don't want to get political. Oh, hey, Bubblehead. What's up, Bubbly? Dude, we had a kid in grade school we used to call Billy Hurley, and we called him Bubblehead. And let me look at your picture. I can see it's not. It's definitely not Billy. You wouldn't call yourself by Bubblehead. Okay. I'll see Kyle Farsas. What's up? Oh, hey, it's HEJ. Okay, I thought it was HEIL, but it's it's a exclamation point. Okay, hey pal, do you need to pull the audio project open baffles pretty far out from the wall to make them sound good? No, not at all. And as a matter of fact, Victor, it's the opposite. You need pure audio projects against the wall to sound their best. I've got a pair here. Yo, Mikey, what's up from Switzerland? Roberto, how you doing, man? My Swiss friend. Damn, dude, send some chocolate my way, brother. Send me some Teuscher of Switzerland, bro. Yeah, man, that's the good stuff there, man. And maybe a watch or two. You guys got some good watches going on. I want to actually come and visit Switzerland. It looks like a kind high end place, and I'm a kind high end guy. So what can I say? I'll come and visit you, brother. Roberto, though that sounds you sound Spanish though, man. Roberto. Tell us more. Farkas Florin, how can I watch your YouTube with quality audio? I have no idea, Florin. I don't know. Good DAC. I really don't know how to make YouTube sound good for that. I personally do not listen to YouTube on my hi-fi. I don't. I listen to Rune, and I know that's even shitty. And then I listen to my own music, and then what is it? Qobuz or Tidal. You know. Do I like Credo speakers? I don't even know what they are. What about linear tube audio output transformerless tube amp? Yeah, I mean, those are kind of I don't know, you need, I think they're not that strong. I think you got to get a David Burning 845 if you want to get some good shit in that sort of realm. Linear tube audio is okay. It's never really blown my mind. I think it's well designed stuff because it's burning, but I've just never really. I was in a room with him one year, and it just was just kind of like, it's all right. I have an OTL tube amp. It's made by Nat Audio, and I like that really well. Osim, good to see my friend. I hope I find you well today, Daniel Miller. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it, man. Ivan, yeah, get in touch, Ivan. The Boomer Consumer. Any thoughts on Outlaw Audio? Outlaw is kind of like an unknown, man. I mean, I respect them because they're American made, and it's decent stuff. I think it's stuff that's made to a budget. I've never really opened their stuff and scrutinized it. If I'm gonna go that way, I kind of prefer Rogue Audio to Outlaw. But that's not really my waters so much. But I think relatively speaking, they're good values. Another one that's a good value is Emotiva, but they don't make tubes. David Burnings, OTLs, yes, that's right. New subscriber, B3825, and wanted to kick around a Magnepan gear question. Go ahead, man, fire away. I've got Maggie's 0.7s running through a Rega. Okay, cool. Maggie's are great, man. I love the 0.7s, actually. They're one of my favorites. I like them better than the 1.7, actually. In your humble opinion, can a pair of Maggie's LRS fill a 20 by 30 by 9 room? Not unless you have them turned up loud and you have dual subs and a crossover. The Maggies do good at filling up big rooms because they radiate out the back, so they reflect a lot. So a small Maggie can fill a much bigger space than a small box speaker can, but a 20 by 30 is pretty freaking big, bro. So I think it could fill one end of that room, the end that you have the rig on, but man, that's pretty big. Even on a 20-foot wall, I'd put it on the 20-foot wall, not the 30-foot wall. Yeah. So anyways, don't know what happened to Peter Bruninger and all his hi-fi gear. He died, but I don't know what happened to his hi-fi gear. I don't know what he even had. I don't even know that he had that much. I mean, I think he was more so just I don't know much about Peter, to be honest. It's sad that he died. But I don't know much about him. I remember seeing him pass me in the hallway in Chicago. He was I thought he was a tall guy from all his videos, but he wasn't that tall. Maybe he had his head down. Maybe he was trying to hide from my ass. Thinking about pairing them with the Maggie bass module. Don't do the Maggie bass modules. Perhaps a Rel. Yeah, you're better off with the Rel, but fuck Rel. Rel is like, you know what? I don't know, man. I don't like the way they have Rels are hooked up. They have you hook up to the amp, coming out of the amp, output. It's just a cockamamie way to do it. I would never use them that way. Use the low. Always use the low signal out for your subwoofer. Don't ever hook your subwoofer to the outputs of your amplifier unless it's a dedicated sub amp. But don't hook it to the outputs of your high amplifier. That's absolutely ridiculous. Even though they're made to do that, it's just it's convenience is the only reason they do that. It's stupid, man. Do it the right way and make it more of a pain in the ass for people. But they don't. They do it a cockamamie way to make it easier for more people because they're a business company. They're about making money, So hey, man, they know how to sell more subs than the next guy because they make it easier for people to do it. But it's not the way I would ever do it. So I don't really like Rel. But yeah, you don't get Maggie bass modules. You will bottom those things out. They're the easiest thing, man. You start hearing that membrane slap the metal, pap, pap, pap. It's super easy to bottom them. They don't do bass for shit. You want a regular sub, and what's good sub to go with Maggie's is a rhythmic audio, RYTHMIK. It's a servo controlled, so it's quicker than a standard subwoofer. Get rhythmic over Rel for sure with Maggie's. Roberto in Spanish, yes, but I live in Switzerland. I love your content, creme de la creme of the true hi-fi. Sí, como no, entiendo. You're right, man. That is right. I'm Spanish too. Mi abuela and bisabuela y bisabuelo están de Valladolid en España, pero I've never been there. Valladolid. That's where my great grandparents come from on mi madre lado. Padre lado, Mexico y America. Well, Wales, actually, if we go back far enough. Hi, Mike. Greats from the Netherlands. Greeting, Martin. Your sane look on audio pulled me out of the commercial rat race and now onto the right track. All right, man. I like Netherlands. You know what I like to eat there? Kibbeling. That's good shit, bro. For everybody that doesn't know what kibbeling is, it's their cubes of cod, like cod, fresh cod, and then battered and fried. I know it's fried food. It's but it's way better than fried cheese curds. And they have them down at the market in Amsterdam, and they have like a farmer's market, like a street fair on the weekends. Oh my God, you get these carts and these little like those little trays, paper trays full of kibbeling with some you put malt vinegar on there and dip them into the tartar. Forget about it, man. Oh my God. Stroopwafel, it's good shit, man. I love traveling in Europe because of the food, man. Oh, the food is so good. The second we had bread and butter, the first meal we had was in Germany, in Munich. We sat down at the restaurant in the hotel, just the hotel restaurant, nothing fancy. And they brought the bread and butter to the table. We had a little bit of bread and butter. The second I put the bread and butter in my mouth, I was like, oh my God, did you taste that? She's like, yeah. It was just instantly, it was a different quality. It's just the dairy is, forget about it. The bread, forget about it. The bread in the bus station is the best baguette you have ever had in your life. It's fucking awesome. So I love going. I'm going to try, maybe I'll go back to Munich, go back to Munich this year and get some more food in. And when we come to Munich, we fly through Amsterdam usually. So I don't know if you're in Amsterdam or not. Any recommendations would be fabulous. For what? BA 3825 talking about putting, yeah. So the recommendations are the rhythmic subwoofers, RYTHMIK, or just find U subs, man. Subwoofers don't need to be too intense, man. I mean, if you just need something to throw with some Maggies, just find some used ones, man. The thing that's cool about subwoofers is they're using for home theaters. So everybody that doesn't give a shit about hi-fi has a home theater sub that they're willing to give away for like $100. So you can get some pretty decent home theater stuff and just use the subs for your Maggies, man, and get them for hundreds of dollars. If you're gonna buy new and you're gonna go for some good shit, then go with Rhythmic, man. They're good stuff. Which DAC do you recommend between 5 to 10 with a killer integrated preamp? I think the Playback Designs is more expensive than that. You are correct. I've got something that I would sell you for $8,500. Okay, this is an $11,400 DAC, and I could never tell you guys this or print this or anything. And it's the Jeff Rowland Eris. Has an outboard power supply. It's freaking awesome. It doesn't have an integrated. It's got an integrated digital preamp. But if you're asking for an integrated preamp, like so that you can put a phono pre to it, it doesn't have that. But if you just need volume control and the ability to switch between digital sources, then the Jeff Rowland Eris is a freaking excellent DAC, man. Totally underrated. People don't know about it. It's in a block of freaking aluminum. It's 1 RU high. It's got an outboard power supply. It's kick-ass. And I'm going to buy 10 of them and then sneakily sell them to you guys for less than I'm supposed to. But that's between us. And I'll show you the video, and I'm going to say the regular price. But you heard me now. You know, call me up for that great price, because I know the perfect price for it, man. I know the perfect price, dude. If I had permission to sell them for $8,500, I would sell freaking 100 of them tomorrow. That is such a good DAC and that is a perfect price for it. Nothing can touch it at $8,500. It's 11,400. At 11,400, you're getting close to the $15,000 Playback Design threshold, which I would sell for 14. So we're really close there. We need to make a bigger gap, because the Playback Designs is you know, that's a different. Those are different DACs, man. They do things differently. What do I think of the higher end ship products? I guess I would call it audio fodder. It's beginner stuff. I don't think anything of it. I think that I'm glad it's made in America, and I'm glad that it's low price. I'm glad that there is an alternative to Chinese shit at the sub $1,000 price point, or the sub $2,000 price point. That is eaten mostly by Chinese stuff, and I'm against China and all its tactics and all its bullshit and what's happening with I'm not going to go political, but they are a bad seed, and so are a lot of our politicians that are in the pockets of China. So I don't support it. So I'm all about shit. But that stuff's entry level to me, and I don't really swim in those waters. But if somebody's asking me, hey Mikey, what do you recommend for like $1,000 DAC or something like that, I send them to shit. You know. Happy to host you for a ski trip up. Simonson 77, brother. You better call me up, man. I haven't skied in a long time, but I grew up in Minnesota, and I would love to go skiing again. And hopefully not break my leg. But man, that would be super, super fun. And you're in BC, and isn't that where Banff is and stuff, dude? Like a super epic place that I really want to visit someday. I would love to come in the summer and come on a BMW R1250 GS touring dirt bike and come up there, man. Well, ski trip would be in the winter, but I would love to see Banff, man, in that area. BC, is that BC or is that somewhere else? Sorry, I don't know. I'm American. I don't know my geography. So, but yeah, get in touch, because I am the kind of dude that will accept offers to visit. I love to travel. I love to meet people. I become close with my clients. I'll tune your rig for free while I'm there. You know, we'll have a good time. Talking about Swift stuff. Have you heard Beneke? Yeah, man, great stuff. I don't know how expensive they are now. But man, those little teeny guys are so cool. Those things are the teeny little drivers and all that folded thing in there. Man, that's a super cool speaker. So yeah, those things sound way bigger than they are, you know, so they're cool. I just don't know if they're like $6,000. I would say that's probably a little much maybe for those things. I think there's already DIY guys that have plans that they'll give you for the CNC to route one of those things out and make your own. Kind of crazy, but my thoughts on speaker cables with the network box. Fail. You're talking about like transparent audio. I don't like those things, man. I don't like them at all. You have to get that box tuned for your amplifier in order for it to work its best. It's like buy another component, man. Just get a good man. Cables are such an area. Look, I make cables, man, and I'll be the first one to tell you there's a lot of bullshit in the cable arena. The more than any of the other areas. And man, all you need is good quality metal and a good quality configuration. That is my feedback on cables. You don't need all this other BS. You don't need all this quantum bullshit, batteries on them, all that shit. Whatever. You're going to end up tuning your rig to sound like the cable company. It doesn't sound like you're not hearing your components anymore. You're hearing your speaker, or you're hearing your cables. Which amp under 8K do you recommend for my Meitner MA1? Okay, for a Meitner MA1, I would recommend an amp that is forward sounding because, oh no, MA1, I don't know, man. MA3 is the one I'm thinking of. The MA1 is the expensive one, right? The MA3 is the $10,000 DAC and it's way too soft sounding. It needs like a sharp amp or a sharp preamp, right? Robert, how come Robert? Oh, your things are getting retracted. Maybe you're rethinking your ideas. Okay, so under 8K, do I recommend if the Meitner MA1 is the one that's super like detailed, then man, a Jeff Rowland under 8K. Find a used Jeff Rowland. It's going to be tough. 625s are not 8K used. You can find a used 535. Find a Roland 535. That's what I would recommend. 535. Okay, Scarabeo 500 GT. Scarabeo. Hey, Scarabeo, is that an Aprilia motor scooter? 500 GT? Like I can't see your thing, but I know what a Scarabeo is. And you know what? I got a Vespa, bro. I kick your ass. That's right. I used to have Aprilia RSVR 1000. I love Aprilia bikes, man. Would like to trade or sell my Maggie 1.7 near mint. Well, this is the place to do it, brother. What state are you in? Tell us what state you're in. And we'll try and get them sold for you. Maybe we can sell them while everybody's talking here. Who wants a pair of 1.7s near mint? Scarabeo's going to hook you up. He's going to deliver them on his scooter. What's my opinion on Audio Note equipment? It can be good. There is some weirdness. Audio Note has an Audio Note Japan, and then there's Audio Note. What is it? I don't know, man. There's different audio. There's Audio Note kits. I don't sort of really get Audio Note. I know some of it is killer, and some of it is not, and I don't know how to tell the difference. So I've just avoided it completely. And it's a very high premium. And it's Japanese. So Japanese means that it's going to be pretty much reserved or like conservative sounding. It's not going to be. It's going to be very good quality usually, but Japanese is kind of tame usually for me. I like something a little more ballsy. So I don't necessarily go for Audio Note. It's not one of the brands that I would go for, but it doesn't mean that it's not great. I just know that there's different audio notes and you have to be able to decipher and know which is the good shit. And I've never taken the time to learn that. Okay, so I have a Blue Sound node. I have upgraded my entire system, including my DAC. What is a good upgraded streamer to replace the Blue Sound? I don't know, man. What's your budget? Small green computer. That's what my answer is. Mikey, I think I mentioned this to you. A friend of mine blew up an amp. I sold him with a Rel sub. Yeah, that's right. And Jeff Rowland told me one time, he was like, that damn Rel, man, they blow up more of my amps than any other thing. And that's because of that cockamamie way that they hook shit up, man. Rowland is a balanced amp. If you have a balanced amp and you don't do that hangy, if you don't do it correct, and I've looked in the Rel manual, they don't make it they should have a big yellow blocked out highlighted thing like, look, you will blow up amps unless you do it this way. So screw Rel, man. No, you shouldn't, to hell with Rel, man. Anybody can exist without Rel. Rel is corporate level hi-fi. Screw that shit. You don't need it. Find something else. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. Okay, let's see. I have Blue Sound. Mikey, thinking, okay. Oh, I want to sub with my KLH Model 5s. If you don't dig Rel, what do you recommend? I recommend look, if you want something cheap, get an SVS. If if you want something a little bit better, get that's still inexpensive, get a Rhythmic audio. If you want something better, make your own. Get a killer ass freaking sub, put it in a box, a sealed or ported, and look, I'll have them soon. I'll have subs that don't have an amp, and then I'll have outboard amps that power the subs that will have crossover on them and all that shit. It's the only it's in my opinion the best way to do it, because all those plate amps are freaking, they're made in China and they're little plate ass amps. They work. Okay, so if you got KLH Model 5s, I don't know what those are, but if they're the KLH, like I'm thinking the vintage older KLH stuff, man, buy a freaking home theater sub from somebody, a Yamaha or it could be any of that shit, just not the real cheap shit that's like, plastic, like Best Buy stuff. But like, there's, I can't even remember the name. They're like Niles maybe, or man, what were those brands? Canton, or like stuff like that, where you can get those home theater brands of subs. And man, if they're home theater subs, people give them away. Look on Facebook Marketplace. Look, people just don't even care about those things. And all you need is any old sub really to bring up that low bass fill. And then unless you're really on a mission to make something kick ass, but I'm guessing the KLHs are, $1,000 speakers, then don't spend a lot of money on a sub, man. Go on Facebook Marketplace, find a used home theater sub, JBL. I don't even know if JBL is worth it, but just not the shitty ones, right? But you can even get some pretty good ones for like $300. Martin, Kibling is nice, man. You know it, brother. It is. I love that stuff. Hey, Mikey, how's it going? Montreal Audio. Love your video. Wow, well, it's so nice to hear you live. Thanks, brother. I appreciate it. You think about JBL speakers, the old kind, like what do I think of? Old JBLs were the shit, bro. The old ones were the shit. They made the best woofers, period. Those old JBL woofers were freaking to die for, and I still think JBL, like I've heard the synthesis, like that's that thing with the double 15s and the weird ass like wide horn. And man, I heard them and really at low volume one time at a show, and they sounded pretty killer. Like I was like, man, I'm barely listening to these things and I can tell they sound good. So I think the JBL, the high end JBL stuff, right? When they built them well, they're kick ass, man. But as any company that is as big as JBL, one day they sell out and they become corporate hi-fi, and then they peter the shit out. They try and make plasticky shit that they can sell at Best Buy $1 million at a time. And then, so you don't want to buy any of that stuff. But now I don't know what the I or L300 is. I don't know what that model is. But if they're the old kind, they probably kick total ass, man. Can you tell us about the MPD Edelweiss, the MPD versus MPD8? Yes, I can. MPD6 and MPD8 are very much the same DNA. I compared them to other DACs. They are in a league of their own, okay, for sure. The difference between the 6 and the 8 is the 8 is more refined. So the 8 is quieter, it's more refined. The 6 is a little bit more forward, so it's a little bit more lively sounding. So if you're split, but it's like 90% of what the 8 is, maybe even 93% of what the 8 is. The cool thing about the 6 is you can put a streamer inside. It's kind of one, well, I guess you can put a streamer inside the 8 too, but it defeats the purpose of the 8. The 6 doesn't change if you put a streamer in. The 8, in order to fit the streamer in, you have to take a power supply out. So you really, if you're going to buy the 8, the 8 is for the purist, okay? The 8 is for the person that wants to make no compromise on their DAC, and it's 24 grand. That is not a lot to ask for a DAC that, in my opinion, beats the $100,000 DACs. It is the best DAC I've heard. It is the most organic and natural and real sounding DAC that I've yet heard, and the output stage on it is strong enough to and good enough sounding that you don't need a preamp, man. It sounds better than a preamp. I put in $25,000 preamps and it sounds better without it. So I can't say enough about Playback Designs. I champion that brand. I ride that flag into battle, and I fiercely protect the brand. And so any jokers out there that get it and are trying to fuck around with discounts and bullshit like that, or they're just people that don't know how to sell and don't know how to build a rig. there's jokers out there. I won't go into too much of that. I've got a little bone to pick with some. I'll get into the story some other time. But yeah, MPD Edelweiss series is a great piece, man. It's I don't think there's a better DAC at 15 grand. The MPD8 is for the guys that are building the end all system. That the MPD8 is the true end game. That if for that is for real. That means you never need to buy another DAC for sure. No questions asked. It is good enough that it will be the last DAC you ever buy. Ring a ding ding, ring a ding a ling, ring a ling ding ding dong, ring a ding a ding dong dong, chiming in free rad. Thanks very much for the rhythmic audio. Yeah, totally appreciate it. You bet, man. Can I comment on the sound quality difference going from AGD Audions to the Grand Vivace? Okay, well, the Grand Vivace is like big balls, and the Audion is like small balls. Actually though, the Audion does have big balls for how little it is. It's a super cool piece. And those things are really beautiful. The Grand Vivace is a little bit more of a full sound. It's a little bit, let's put it this way. I would rather find a speaker that fits the normal Vivace than to buy a Grand Vivace to fit my speaker. Okay, I'll say that again. I'd rather buy a regular Vivace or an Audion, I'd rather buy a speaker to fit my regular Vivace or my Audion than to buy a Grand Vivace to match my speaker. They're different amps. The Audion and the Vivace have the fastest switching modules that there are. Once you get to the Grand Vivace, to make that power, they have to slow it down a little bit. And so it's a little bit, it doesn't quite have the magic. Wes, what's up? Wes Tafari. What's happening, my brother? Good to see you, man. So let's see. Forget about it. Mikey Soprano, coolest audio dude. Thanks, TB. Appreciate it, man. Listening to you on my system. Haha, you sound pretty good. No air. I know. And I'm talking through a damn, what is this thing? Like a Logitech music. You know what, dudes? Hey, let me ask you guys. Let me ask right now. I want you guys to tell me, should I do a podcast? What do you guys think? Should I do a podcast? I'll get a freaking Neumann microphone and I'll have a freaking SSL mixer and I'll get all the real shit, okay, for the best sound. I mean, for my damn voice, whatever, and I could do that. I was thinking of doing that because I could just interview people, man. I mean, I'm good at talking like this. And so I think maybe a podcast might be more conducive to what I do. And then I would call people and talk to people. And we would just talk back and forth. Dude, on a daily basis, the people that I talk to, you don't know how many conversations I'm sitting here going, holy shit, I should be recording this so people can hear. People telling me about their experiences with hi-fi, telling me about just spending 80 grand. Today, a military dude, telling me he spent 80 G on his freaking hi-fi and it sounded like shit. Nordos Valhalla speakers are Odin's, the top of the line Nordos. I mean, and like all this great stuff and just not getting his damn money. We're like, dude, I'm scratching my head, Mikey, help me out here. Man, I mean, so many of these priceless conversations that I have, and I have long conversations with people. Freaking, and some of them are so funny, and I get the greatest stories from people. So let me know what you guys think, because maybe I'll do a podcast. Listening to you on my, yeah, okay, that's funny. Let's see, where am I? Okay, okay, here we are. What's up? Okay, listening to you on my system. Okay, Ivan, disagree on your REL assessment. My experience with Carbon Special, they work as advertised on the speaker terminal. Well, of course they work, but it's cockamamie. I mean, they work because they designed them to work that way. But it's like, I could make a burrito with hands coming out of my forehead. I mean, so. Of course they work. It works. Yeah. But I'm sure they're fine sounding. Okay. Here's where I have my problem. Are they worth the money? Let's see. Let's compare them to the retail price with other stuff. Then that's where my main issue is with most hi-fi is what they're charging for what you get. Okay. I think Rel probably it's just like Macintosh. It sounds okay, you know. Focal, it sounds okay. It's not bad. None of it's bad. It all works, you know. It all sounds good, but I like stuff that sounds great, you know. And yeah, so Rel may be okay, but you know what, dude? I'm not putting my shit on the back of my amp. If that's the way you want to hook it up, go for it. But I'm having a dedicated sub amp and a dedicated subwoofer that doesn't have a plate amp on it. That's how I'm going to do it. If we're talking, and Ivan, you are the type of dude that should. I mean, I'm not saying should because they're working great for you, so keep them. But you're the kind of guy and buyer and rig that would have dedicated sub amps and dedicated subwoofer with a crossover. You don't need to do hook subs onto the back of your main amp type stuff. You're above that, brother. But if it works for you, kudos. That's all that matters. Okay. But I just don't want to hear how much it costs because it probably costs you an arm and a leg. And we could have done better with sealed subs, with a higher level of a driver, and dedicated sub amps on the rack with crossovers in them and delay and all the other stuff. But thanks for the feedback though. I know Rel's a good product, bro. It's just I think they're overpriced. Jack, you coming to the party late, man. You need that Porsche back, brother. You're coming to the party late because you're coming via pontoon boat, brother. Banff is Alberta. Okay. So my bad. BC has a lot of good buds though, I hear. Not that I smoke weed anymore, but I probably would up in BC just because I hear they have incredible flowers up there. I used to smoke weed. I can't anymore. It makes me trip out, man. Fucking lose my mind. I don't want to do that. I just want to get a little stoned maybe. So I try these CBD fucking gummies. Those work pretty good, man. They got a little teeny bit, 0.03 of THC or something. And then it's just like, feels like old times. Like I got a light buzz and it's like, cool. I get giggly and shit, but I don't want to trip balls. Come and hang out in Australia. Oh, James, you're really tempting me, man, with Down Under, brother. Holy shit, man. I would love to come down there, Kaba. I'd love to come down there, James Kaba. Where are you? You in Melbourne? Where are you? Where are you, James? Let me know. Does the Roland S2 do phono? Okay. The S2. Oh, 625 S2? Is that what you're talking about? The amplifier? No, it's a power amp. It's a straight power amp. Capri S2 maybe? The Capri S2 does have a phono. You can put a phono in it. You can put two different phonos, the high-level phono and the regular phono. So yeah, the Roland S2 preamp does do phono, and it's pretty good. Come to Santa Fe for more than 2 seconds next time. I know, Wes. Honestly, dude, I was really bummed that I missed your freaking call. You actually took the time. I thought you were going to blow me off, bro. So I'm like, I can go eat. Wes is just doing shit. He's not going to make. And then you made it a point to like make time to come. Dude, that took me off guard. I missed the call. I was bummed out. I really wanted to meet you, bro. It's so rare that I'd be in Santa Fe. And it was like the helicopter parked there, you know? It's like, oh, sweet. I'm in Santa Fe. I'm going to call Wes. So next time, man, yeah, show me the aliens, bro. I'll come there. You know, we'll hang out. I am really sad that I missed hanging out with you. Okay, free rad. If they don't show the guts, the motor frame amp of a sub, it's a good idea to walk away. Yeah, if you can't see it, if they hide it, you know. Look, Scarabeo, man, we've already got a potential buyer for your 1.7s. Jack, my friend in North Carolina. So this message is held. Look, it holds 625 S2 are the shit. Yeah, Wes. Wes knows, man. Wes did it right. Okay, so Wes is one of my way back customers too. Wesley Pruitt here. And Wes bought a pair of 625s. He does what I do. He buy amps. So he's got two 625 S2s, one on each side, doing the high and the low in the stereo configuration. That's the badass way to do those amps. You'll have those for life, Wes. And hang on to them, man. Hang on to them because they're out right now. And who knows if they'll ever be made again. But you got some killer amps, man. Hang on to those. They'll probably go up in value, but you wouldn't sell them. Make offer, SoCal. Okay, so look, we got a deal going right now, Jackie Pooh. make an offer to Scarabeo, Jack, and he's asking for an offer. That's a good response, Scarabeo. I'm proud of you for that response. That's my response all the time. MA1 is the cheaper than the MA3. Okay, so I don't know, Montreal, man. The MA3 is the one that I have, and it's very soft sounding, so it needs a little edge. It needs something with a little forward. So if your MA1 is soft sounding like the MA3 and it's kind of rolled off, you need something with a little more edge to balance it. And that's what I can't stand about gear. I don't engage in gear like that needs something else to balance it off. And that's what most dealers would do. They'll have you doing this all the time. Buy this to offset that, to buy this cable to offset that, this to fix that. I don't like doing things that way. But if you're going to add to that DAC, you're going to add an under an 8K. How much is MA1? Like a $3,000? I don't know. But you know, if you can buy an amp that is $10,000, the Jeff Rowland 555 is a Class AB. It's the 625, the baby 625. It's not out yet, but it will be out soon. It'll be around 10 grand, and I'll sell it to you for 10, even if it's a little bit more, because it'll be an amp you'll keep forever. You'll be so happy that you bought it. Have you ever tried natto, Japanese fermented beans? Yeah, as a matter of fact, I have, Free Rad. That is to be taken very lightly and in small doses, and with a chaser or something. Yeah, I have had natto, and actually I like it, and it needs to be done right, man. It's one of those things. It's like uni, you know, man. It can be the most interesting, delicious thing. I love uni, or it can be over the line, and then it's like you just want to hurl. So yeah, I have tried natto. Why do you ask? It's good for you, evidently. Anything fermented is, really. Mikey, you say you like Jeff Rowland amps because of their modern thinking design. That's right. But in my past videos, you bash on new amp designs that use old, simple technology. Then you interview Nelson Pass. Okay, so let me explain, Tommy. Kehoe brothers. You know those guys? Some troublemakers there, brother. You part of that clan there, Kehoe. Anyways, yeah. So, okay. So here I'll explain. Okay, I like Jeff Rowland amps. What I'm saying is Jeff Rowland is worth the premium. Okay, Jeff Rowland amps are premium price. Okay, but when an amp is a premium price and it's not high technology, then I have a problem with it. So that's my bitch about that whole deal, is that people are putting out new amps that aren't new. They're not new designs. They're old designs. Okay, but they're charging like they revolutionized something. Okay, they're charging like there's a lot of R&D in it. They're charging like it uses expensive, unique components when it doesn't. So I do bash on new amps that are masquerading, that are old amps masquerading as new technology. Okay, so what I'm bashing on is the masquerading. Okay, the bullshit about it. Then I interview Nelson Pass. Fuck yeah, Nelson Pass is a great guy. Anything wrong with that? Nelson is a straight up dude, man. He sells old technology, and it's freaking awesome, you know. And Nelson is a purist. If you look at Nelson's amps, not only is it old school tech, but it is the most simple, elegant, coolest design. Like fucking, I want a T-shirt with Nelson to draw me a freaking circuit, you know, on it. Like that's cool, because he could do it like this with a marker on a napkin. That's how simple his freaking designs are. Okay, and Nelson is a great guy. He's and I like the man. Okay, so you know who you don't want me to interview is like the dudes that don't even name themselves that work at Constellation. Okay, those are the guys I'm gonna tear ass into, you know, for their bullshit. Okay, so if you want to stand up for Constellation, bring it, brother. Let's have the discussion. I'm happy to engage on that one. So thanks, Tommy. I appreciate your question, and I like it when people want to get to the goods and and you seek to understand. Thank you for wanting to understand. I appreciate that. Okay, Robert, thanks. Great content. Budget for replacement of the Blue Sound node is 4K. Okay, Small green computer. Okay, Scarabeo. I no longer have the space I need. I want someone else to enjoy them. But if they are picked up in Palm Springs area, the original boxes to ship. Okay, well, Jack, where are you, Jack? Get back here. We got you. We got you some. They're close enough, brother. You can drive down. Jack's in North Carolina. He could drive down and pick them up. I mean, even if you ship them, it's not a far shipping, anyways. I don't have the budget to get what I want from you. Okay. Stephen, your dismay does not land on deaf ears. Okay. I will find stuff for you guys that you can afford that will be a couple grand, and I know how to find it, and I'll find you guys the stuff because I know you guys want rigs just like all of us do, and I know you love music just like all of us do, and I will make it my mission to make sure that I can get you guys product that does not break the bank. Furthermore, I'm going to start a foundation where guys that are about ready to die can will their product, their audio shit that they have laying around to me, and then I can disperse it to people that can't afford hi-fi, that are like, that really should have hi-fi. Okay, so it's not falling on deaf ears, man. I know not everybody has the budget, and you shouldn't get rooked out of good music. So don't worry, brother. I got you. I got you. Just hang with me, and it'll take a little bit. After the new year, I'm going to have a new website. Levin Stereo is changing on January 1st. I might be maybe a little bit late on that, but I have a whole plan to bring you guys through the whole hi-fi thing, so you don't have to mess with any of the bullshit, man. I'll have your back the whole way. You'll be able to go from starter system all the way up to big system. The whole way, I'll take back the stuff that I sold you, give you 80% of what you paid, so you never lose too much. You never have to worry about selling it on the secondhand market and only getting half of what it's worth. All that shit. You don't have to worry about that, man. And then the stuff that comes back, I can resell it to people that are coming up the steps. I will have a whole program, and I'll have inventory of it's going to be called Level Up. Okay. And I'm going to level you guys up. I got some great shit coming. Okay. I've been real quiet about it because I don't like to talk about stuff before it's here, but I just sort of leaked a little bit of it to you guys. I got great stuff coming for you. So don't fret. I'll take care of all budgets. Now the one budget I won't take care of is under $1,000. That's just, I can't compete there. It's not, it takes too much time and logistics for me to survive off a couple $100 profit. I just, I have to leave that to other guys. Underwood Wally, other guys that are just the cheap leaders, I'm not one of those dudes. So I can't. But for a couple thousand, rigs starting at like $8,000, like whole rigs starting at 8,000, that'll be sort of where, so I can work with, even though my forte is at the top of the shit, whatever. Okay, so Audio Note is British, right? So Audio Note UK, Audio Note is also Japan. There is Japanese Audio Note. Typically, I don't like British hi-fi. Can I hear the difference between FLAC and original source? Sometimes, yeah. I've done it a couple times, and it's really FLAC and wave. That's what for most of the comparisons. And I'm afraid to say I can tell the difference. It's very slight. It's not enough that it makes me not use FLAC, but I'll use wave if I'm really going to get, if I'm really going to be scrutinizing, then I'm going to use wave. I'm not going to use FLAC. Yes. I've seen an old rels go for $75. Well, hell, I got a rel. You know what? Someone gave me a rel. I just have to fix some a thing on it. I'll have a rel for sale shortly. I don't even know what model it is, but it's got a plate amp, and then in his move, one of the potentiometers got hit, and it broke it off its mount on the PC board. So I'm going to get a new potentiometer and fix it, put it back together. So I'll have a rel for sale, and it'll be, $500 or something. I just need to see what it is. Maybe it's less. I don't know. I'll find out, whatever's fair. Audio Note UK and Kondo Audio Note Japan. Okay. Right. Okay. Scarabeo. Scarabeo never told me if you got a scooter. If that is that a damn scooter or not? Yes, podcast. Hell yeah. Okay, I live in Canada and have a dual purpose system used for both home theater and 2-channel. I'm looking for a DAC streamer to plug into my Anthem processor. Any recommendations? Well, you know what? Okay, look, I was just talking about it. I have a Meitner MA3. I'm going to guess that because it's a home theater and it's an Anthem processor, that your system leans a little bit towards the sharp. Okay, I have a DAC streamer that leans towards the soft. And so it might work perfectly in your setup. It's I think it's like $11,000 or something DAC. I'd sell it for like I'd give you 20 points off. Whatever retail is, I'll give you 20 points off. It's fucking, it's excuse my language, it's freaking brand new. All I did was use it for demo. I broke it in and used it to compare it to see if I wanted to carry the brand. It is not neutral enough for me to carry the brand. I'm not going to carry the Meitner, but it is a super solid name. It's got a streamer built in. It has a killer volume control, and it's just on the soft side. So I like to sell things that are right in the middle. But I'm guessing because it's going into a home theater and it's got an Anthem processor that might be a little on the forward end. So this could be the perfect match for you. So if I can give you that, I don't even know what your budget is. Let me know what your budget is, because I have some different things. Mikey, if I hit the 1.6 billion lottery, will you marry? You want me to be your man wife for if you'll give me half of the 1.6 billion? Sure, dude. I'll put on a dress and lipstick. Why not, man? Who gives a shit? We'll have our own island. Okay, podcast would be really cool. Okay, thanks for the feedback. I appreciate that. Yay, or a DIY tweak channel. Man, yeah, DIY tweaks are kind of interesting, but man, I you know, I have to be, you know, straight with you guys. That I have to do stuff that brings me clients. And this is my advertising. You know, this is how people get to know me. They get to trust me through this channel. You realize that I'm an honest guy that's not going to stiff you over, hopefully, right? So and I've got a lot of clients I'm going to start interviewing my clients. Ivan, if you're still watching, Greg, you know, I'm going to do interviews with you guys and talk about what it was like. Some clients like Ivan didn't really need me for much. He got a little bit of advice, but he knows what he's doing, man. Let's see. Okay, so tweak channel. I've done a lot of tweak videos. I will make some tweaks. Maybe I'll, you know what, Tex, maybe I give away a couple tweaks that I can let you guys know about just for free, you know, because dude, I got so many tweaks that I know about. Okay, hey Tex, Nick knows. Greetings from Denmark. Hey Kenneth, how are you, buddy? Denmark, you don't have to go far to get good hi-fi there, brother. Almost anything made in Denmark is good quality. So you're in a perfect nucleus for good hi-fi right down the street. Wherever you live, man, Denmark makes good hi-fi. Okay, podcast. Yes, a thumb up for podcast. Okay, BE3825. Look at that Scarabeo scooter. We got another interested party. Magnepan's, he's in Atlanta. BE3825. What the hell? Do I know you? Have you come by here? Are you one of my customers? And you got a Scarabeo and you live in Atlanta? Dude, let's ride scooters. What the hell? Dude, I was on my Vespa today. I got a Vespa 300. I'll kick your 500 Scarabeo's ass. Let's race them, dude. We're starting a scooter gang, brother. Scooter, the mod squad. Okay, man. You better call me, dude. Call me, because if you're in freaking Atlanta, I'm in Atlanta, and I got a scooter too. I got 3 motorcycles. Let's ride, brother. What is my opinion on Nagra? Have I heard okay. Nagra, beautiful gear. Super cool, super killer history. They got the coolest little field recorders, these small tape machines that are so cool. DAC, totally overpriced. Totally freaking overpriced stuff. Their stuff, they are leaning on their goodwill in the marketplace. They know they have a killer name. It's like Leica, right? For the cameras. You're going to pay through the ass for Nagra. You're going to pay through the ass, and it's not worth it. Playback Designs makes the Nagra DAC, and it's 3 tiers down from the MPD8, and it's 3 times as expensive. So Nagra is a little bit of a circle jerk for digital, anyways. Their tape machine's super cool. I don't think you can find a cooler tape recording machine ever than that Nagra. So it's cool stuff. I give it respect. Wickedly overpriced. I would not buy the DAC in a million years. So that's where, but mad respect for the brand. Nagra is not what it used to be. Had both the old classic and the new. Thanks, Kenneth. My current system is Bob Carver Cherry. I got your Cherry, Bob. 180 tube amps, no preamp, and a tube CD. Cool. Prima Luna seems to fit my needs for cost. There you go, man. You got a good. That sounds like a killer. Those Cherry, those are cool little amps, man. They use some push pull tubes, and dude, you better call me, Scarabeo. We're riding scooters. I should definitely do the podcast. Okay, Greg. Mikey, how do I like Harbeth? I don't know much about Harbeth. Okay, I give them respect because I know the brand is a respectful brand. Typically, I don't like British speakers. Typically, I don't like British hi-fi. It's too polite. I like ball crunching, kick-ass, live sounding stuff, and usually British doesn't do that. There's some British pro stuff, like some British like Neve consoles and stuff, that are pretty kick-ass. But I don't know about Harbeth, to be honest. I really don't know. I don't know about them. Joao, what's up? Great to catch up with you, your live stream, Mikey. Kicking ass as usual. Keep your truthful and raw assessments. Right on from Sweden. Only from Sweden. Nice, dude. That's right. I have a Swedish Volvo. I love my Swedish car. But Joao, where you're like, that's like Portuguese, and Batista, that's España or Portuguesa, right? That is definitely not Swedish. You probably told me already, and I'm sorry for that, but I'm just rounding up my Latinos because soy Latino. Okay, I will get pictures for you and demo them. Sounding great. Okay, Scarabeo, BE 3825. Wait, who am I getting confused? Who's in Atlanta? Oh man, see, look at that. I just got it. BE 3825 is in Atlanta. You don't have the Scarabeo. You don't have the scooter. So here I am going off like a nut job. Well, BE 3825, get your ass over here and listen to my audio rig. Let me give you a reference thing to judge everything else from. Okay? Honestly, I'm not kidding. Holler, call me up, come over here, do a demo, and I will reset your paradigm. I will set your reference. You can judge every other rig from what you hear here. And you can even comment to the people and tell them about your experience. Love the truth, and I'm not the other reviewers that post the new best thing all the time. FRE, are you a reviewer? And you love the truth and not the other reviewers that post the best thing all the time. Right? Yeah, totally, man. That's everything is always the greatest. The greatest thing I hear, greatest thing I've ever heard, greatest thing I've ever heard. It's like, dude, you suck at hearing. I mean, everything you hear is great. You don't know. It's because they're bought and paid for. What are my thoughts on PMC? I have no idea, man. I haven't heard of them. Weren't they like PA type stuff? PMC, like home theater stuff. I can't remember. Like I think PMC was like really high grade home theater. I thought or something. I don't know. I don't know about 2 hours north of Sydney on 1,000 acres. Holy shit, James. Wow, dude. Wow, you got a couple bikies. You got some bikies. Dude, let's do we can ride, dude. I will ride, dude. Let's do some Baja, some Outback riding, bro. 2 hours north of Sydney. Is that in the middle of the Outback? Where is that? I don't even know what's out there, dude. It sounds epic. Dude, the kangaroos are scary, dude. Holy shit. I've seen some big ones, and they're like they do steroids, dude. Their chest, they're like, holy shit. People used to box them, dude. I would be scared as shit of one of those things. They stand on their tails. That freaks me out, man. They balance on their tails. They can go back and like stand on their tails. Have you seen like freaking these freaking kangaroos, man? They're scary shit. They balance on their freaking tails, and they got bigger muscles than I do, dude. They're fucking ripped. Yeah. How does speaker crossover design affect sensitivity? Shoo, hell if I know. I have no idea, man. I got no idea. That is not for me to answer. That is for a speaker designer or somebody else who knows more. What do you think of the Magnepan LRS? I think they're good. I think it's a great bargain. And I think the company's run by a bunch of weirdos. Well, how do you, let's see, where am I? Okay, 2 hours. James, yeah, man, that sounds killer, dude. I'd love to come there. Okay, so let's see. Okay, what do I think of the Magnepan LRS? I just said that. Okay, how do MPSX and MPS8 compare with Arnder, Tyco, or any estate? Okay, next gen. Okay, so, okay. So MPSX, there is no MPS8 is the, fuck that. That's not a standalone streamer. So we can't compare that to Orange or Tyco or Inuos. We can only compare MPSX because MPS8 is an all-in-one player. MPSX is the only standalone streamer. So how it differs is it's MPSX is the only streamer that can feed the Playback Designs ST glass fiber and AT&T digital glass fiber. No matter how good Tyco is, it doesn't have, it's going to output what? Fucking USB? Great, dude. You got a $24,000 freaking Tyco that outputs you a fucking printer protocol. Fired up. I guess it probably has an AES EBU or something like that. But you know what? I'm as you can tell, I think the big expensive $20,000 servers are a joke. Okay, they're computers, man. They're computers. All I give a shit about is I want that ST glass digital fiber to go into my DAC because it's the only way you're going to truly isolate the DAC from the streamer is by using light. Okay, if you have a USB, I don't care if it's galvanically isolated. That just means it has transformer inside to filter off the high frequencies. The grounds are still very much, the chassis are still very much linked together. And if there's leakage current from the power supply onto the chassis, into your on your computer, it's going to come over to your DAC. So the only way to truly isolate a DAC and a streamer is through light. So anybody that's not doing that still isn't up to speed. Okay, so that's my opinion on that. Lower priced AGD versus Roland amp. Recommendation. Well, it depends, Derek. I've got both, and I've played both, and I've compared both. The lower priced AGD that I have a version 1, which is very much a lot of body. He tuned it. That's the Tempo DeGan. He has a V2 now, and he took away some of that warmth to make it a little more transparent, a little more like the Roland is absolutely transparent and powerful as shit. It's got more punch. The Roland has more punch. The AGD is very good, however, and the ones that I have are have more warmth than the Rolands do. So if you're looking to buy something, call me up and I can consult with you, and I'm happy to sell you some stuff at a good price and give you money back guarantee. Time to come back to my home. Let's do a digital versus vinyl. From Jay. What's up, Jay? Yeah, man. Okay, I'll bring my DAC back down and we can do a digital versus vinyl. Now, we have to keep in mind that right now, if you have a vinyl thing in there, your rig is tuned for that vinyl, okay? So you've got it optimized to make that vinyl sound good. Whatever phono pre and shit you're using, whatever you're doing, you've got it. So I'm going to be plopping my DAC into a vinyl tuned rig and hoping that it can do something. But I'm game. I'm totally game. That sounds fun, you know? So I'll show up, bro. Not a problem. Give me another chance to get down to Florida, get some Latin food, and check out some mommies on the beach, bro. Is the 11 Stereo website working properly? I certainly hope so. Let me see. Okay, let me come back to you guys. I just had to do a let me see where the heck. Well, where am I? I'm over here, right here. There I am. Okay. Yeah, I just checked out my 11 stereo is working fine, man. It's just it's not optimized yet. I'm sending people there every day, and it pains me because it's not what it's going to be. I'm overwhelmed, and I just don't have the bandwidth. But after the new year, 11 stereo is going to be a lot different. You're going to have products from a lot of products, and they're going to go from the lower cost all the way up through there. So yeah, 11 stereo does work properly. Thoughts on Audio Note UK? I don't pay it any attention. I just don't. I don't know. I've heard mixed things from it, so I just leave it alone. Do it for sure. I love listening to you on my way to work and back. Okay, cool. About the podcast. 11 stereo, good place to show my speakers. Yeah, post it there, Scarabeo, if you want to, man. Looking forward to the foundation idea to materialize. Yeah, I have a suggestion for you that I would like to consider. Sure, Ivan. Yeah, just call me, man. We'll talk. Laying my treasures in heaven, the Roland Continuum S2. There you go. That's a good piece, man, and you can pick them up used for a really great price. Rel Strata 3. Okay. See, Greg is the one that gave me that Rel to fix. God bless him. God bless you, my son. I know how much you can't stand it when I say that. Someday you'll tell us why that bothers you, Greg. Any interesting upcoming new brands on 11 stereo? Man, I'm checking out a brand from Denmark right now, and I'm not sure if I'm going to carry it. Nobody else knows what it is. I'm going to show some new Roland stuff that I haven't shown before. And then I've got some speakers coming up that I don't want to talk about yet until I suss them out. I do have some Vienna acoustics that I've got in my rig right now that are pretty kick-ass, top of the line. But yeah, so some stuff is coming up, Joel. Rel Strata 3. Okay. Kenneth Jansen. The new stuff coming out from Techniques is pretty darn good. You should check it out if possible, especially the reference series is banging. Sure, yeah. What I'd like to know is how expensive it is and what does it compare to? Because Techniques is never going to be as good as the boutique hi-fi. You know, I mean, it'll be good, but it's just like frickin' what's that other one that people like that I don't like is the other Japanese brand, Luxman. You know, whatever. You know, I mean, dude, this stuff's not that great. It's okay. You know, I talked to somebody today that had a Luxman that he's sending it back, man. He didn't like it. 500cc scooter cross country riding. Oh, dude, did you do that shit? I now have a Mana 850 auto bike as shown in my avatar. I can't make it bigger. Dude, man, somebody else, I was just talking to somebody the other day who was telling me about these crazy mofos that take the big scooter, the maxi scooters across the freaking country. And I'm like, dude, that is so right up my alley. Like I could totally see myself. My very first motorcycle was a freaking Vespa 125. It was a Sears Allstate 69, 68. My dad had it and I used to take it out. My brother got a freaking dirt bike, a KX80. I didn't get a dirt bike. How are you going to give one son a dirt bike and not to the other one? So I took my dad's freaking scooter out and I used to take that thing off road. So trust me, bro, I'm the motherfucker that's going to take the scooter cross country with your ass. So what is a Mana? I don't know. I don't know what a Mana 850 auto bike. It sounds weird. I'll have to look it up. Yeah, dude, if you do that, man, who told me about that? Some dude, I was at the BMW dealer test driving motorcycles, and there was a guy who was on a Honda Africa Twin, and we were talking about, this dude did some insane freaking rides. Like he's a crazy rally guy. And he told me about the guys that were on the big ass scooters that would take him across country, and he showed me some pictures, and I was like, hey, you got to be kidding me, man! I never even heard of that shit. But call me up, dude. I want to find out more about that shit, because that sounds fun as hell. What happened to Klipsch speakers? I was amazed that what you did to it. I got those things for sale. Anybody want some Klipsch Forte 2s that have been modified? Dude, they're sitting in my room. They're in my way. I want to sell them. So anybody that wants them, I'll tell you what, the first $500, bro, that is cheap. They're $850 speakers all day long. First $500 gets them. Come and pick them up. 500 cash. A pair of Forte 2s modified. They have the Kreitz titanium tweeter I put in, and then I did totally redid the crossover. I strengthened the cabinet, put sound deadening. So anybody wants them for $500, come and get them. Klipsch Forte 2s. They're really sensitive and good. I have an MP8 demo, dude. Wesley, I sell them fast as I can get them, bro. I sell them before I get them. That's the problem. You know, and for me to kick out, you know, whatever my cost is on a 24 grand DAC, to shoot it around, you know, it's a tall order. I'm wondering if I have anybody. I'm trying to think. I thought I had somebody, man, that had the total DAC that upgraded to MPD8. Man, it's a hell of a good DAC, Wes. What's the skinny on the continuums? Continuum. Seen them, but don't know about them. Continuum. Oh, the continuum. The continuum is the S2. That's the integrated. Those things are ass kicking, free rad. Man, if you can find those things used for like $5 grand, jump all over that thing. Total killer piece for $5 grand. You can get them with DACs too on them. What is the cheapest DAC that's great? Boss 2 R26. I don't know what the fuck that is. Excuse my French. Yeah, podcast. Ivan's giving me the thumbs up. What kind of third grader is grandma? It's just third grader. Get out of here, you jackass. Okay, Nagra. Right. Nagra. Jay in the house. I want to buy a DAC. I want to buy a DAC at 3K used. What should I buy? 3K used. I need one, and I really need your opinion. Have any Montreal? It's 3K used. 3K used. It's gonna be a man. I'm drawing a blank on the name right now. Oh, come on, man. Pandora. Aesthetics, Pandora. Aesthetics, AESTHETIX, Pandora. I don't know why there's a cult behind Nagra. Oh yeah, Nagra, because it's old, man. It's been around forever, dude, and it made some really cool shit back in the day, like those tape machines. There's nothing cooler than those miniature tape machines. I mean, it's so cool, and plus, it's really techie looking. It's got all the. It's like a watch. Watch lovers must love Nagra. You know, full range line source in the works. Full range line source in the works. Oh, you're making one. Okay. Opinion on Weiss DACs. Too sharp. Got 2 words for Weiss. Too sharp. Sold by, I won't go into. Dave Burke, Harbath sucks, boosted in the mid-range. Okay, yeah, that's, I wouldn't know. One of the worst trolls I've ever seen. Yeah, I know. That's disgusting. I saw that free rad. Like, give me a freaking break. I'll knock that fucker out. Okay, Jay, the old Nagra back in. Start. The old Nagra back in. Start 200 was good. Yoga CDP was good, but then they went digital with new power supply in the classic line, and the sound went out of the window, and the price is stupid. Yeah, so I'm going to hide user from this channel. Okay, free rad. I got that user out of there. He's not able to post anymore. What do I think of? Okay, the old. Okay, what Fiend? Fiend, drug fiend, hi-fi fiend. You want to know what I think of full range driver speakers. Um, they're amazing. They're magical. They do something that no other speakers can do, but they do pigeonhole you into a certain type of listening, which is you're not going to have full dynamic slam. They're pretty cool though. I like full range driver speakers. I like to play around with them, but usually they're going to need a sub with them and many times a super tweeter. But I've got the best full range drivers coming, some of the best made that are made by Feastrex, and they're field coils. And I have Tungar power supplies. So it's insanity. And I'll try those and I'll do the video. Want to know about Audio Note UK? Ask away. Been working for them for years, and the owner Peter is a dear old friend. Cool, Kenneth. What's the guy's name? His last name, Peter. How old is the brand? That's what I want to know. How old is the brand? And did Peter start it? Good evening from Charlotte. Good evening, North Carolina. Deckware. Audio research, Clips, Cornwall. So far, it's okay. Yeah, brother, you're on the right foot, man. Those are good speakers for that Deckware because the Deckwares have, they're kind of low power, but you got the perfect speakers for them. Is a 650 a good starter bike? Yes, it is. Mikey will definitely reach out directly. Do it, man. Many thanks for the offer of listening to your rig. By the way, I'm a customer of Hi-Fi Buys in Buckhead. They have been great for customer service. Okay, cool, man. Yeah, come on by. Dude, please. Okay, what I'd love for you to do is to come by and listen to my rig and compare it to the $500,000 room in Buckhead at their system and tell me, and dude, don't lie, man. I want you to really tell me what you think because, well, I'm not going to tell you what I think. Scarabeo 650 is fun. You know it, man. Mikey, I got a 650 Honda XRL sitting out there right now. I started it today. It's baha'd out, man. Big knobs and shit on it. Wheelie City, baby. Mikey, did you watch Jay's live stream comparing streaming to vinyl? No, I did not. I've got no idea what he's got. But my guess is, from what I know about Jay's taste in hi-fi, in his sound in his room, I'm guessing the vinyl gave it more of an organic feel. So it's probably something very good in his rig. If it's like the rig that I heard last time, which was very much analytical, then a vinyl in his rig, I think would help it to me because it would be more natural sounding. And that's like the kind of sound that I like. So, but my DAC is also very natural sounding. So really the great test would be comparing vinyl to the Playback Designs, because comparing vinyl to the MSB, they're two totally different things. They're not. The Playback is closer to vinyl than the MSB is. I heard about an amplifier called a Power DAC. Do you know anything about the topology? Thanks for your videos. Yes, a Power DAC is a digital amp. That's all it is. That means that's a digital amp. It's not Class D. That is a digital amplifier. A digital amplifier is a DAC that makes its power at the output. It uses voltage. I'm not going to even go into how it does it, but it's a DAC, and it makes its analog waveform at the very back of the output, and it's a digital amp. I've not heard any of those that impressed me very much. They're a cool idea, but they weren't that impressive sounding to me. Power DAC is the old Wadia model. Yes, that's true. And other people do too. I think Spectral might have done it. Some other people do. That's a digital amp is the same thing. Hello from Switzerland. Oh boy, how am I going to say that? Lichtgestalt. Lichtgestalt. Am I saying it right? This is now a moto channel. Yeah, man, of course, dude. You don't know I ride bikes? I love to ride, man. I talk motorcycles out there. We can talk motorcycles. We can talk guns to a certain degree. We can talk, man, I'm starting to learn about watches. I don't know shit about cameras. But we can talk about food for sure. Cutlery, supplements maybe a little bit. Not really. Jay's probably a good guy for supplements. Okay, so I just tested the Techniques SUR 1000 up against 2-tier from Past Labs. Mark Levinson, yeah. The current Mark Levinson, no way. AccuPhase, I don't know anything about their current stuff. Macintosh, PU. Boulder, I can't say. I'll have to listen to Jay's. Avic, pretty stuff. Tad are speakers, aren't they? And the SU blew them all away. Even I was surprised. Okay, well, Kenneth, I'm going to be at the trade show this weekend and coming up, and I'll listen to the techniques. If they're worth the shit, they'll be there, and I'll listen to it. And it's only like 10 grand USD. Okay, well, don't jump on the 1,000-watt subs unless you don't mind your light dimming. Well, it depends on what kind of amp is powering it and if it's a regulated power supply. But Android. Oh, Andy, what's up, brother? Hello from Chicago. My favorite Chicagoan. How are you, man? Glad to see you. Weiss stacks are overrated. I agree. And his last name is Weiss. Yep. Free radical. 200 watts goes a long way with subs in the house. It's true. It does, man. Sup, Mikey? Love from Watts. Wow, man. Ari, what's up? You're from Watts. Holy shit. Talk about a historic place, man. Fucking Watts, man. Cool, brother. Did you grow up there? Is there any active crossover I can use that will let me keep using the tone controls on my preamp? Yeah, absolutely. Any of them. All of them. All of them. Look at Sublime Audio. If you're going to buy Sublime Audio, tell him I sent you. He's in California. He makes them in the United States. They're really good and they're only $500. Podcast, Connell. Okay, thanks, Connell. I will. Do it. Peter Quartrup. Peter started audio. Okay, after he stopped working with Kondo. Okay, that's right. Kondo-san. Okay, he took the name with him as it was his name. Lots of stories we could chat about one day. Okay, Kenneth, I'd love to, man. I have a 1958 Ampex. Ooh, 2 monoblocks in the shop. Found out they were made to pair with 16 ohm speakers. Oh, dude, yeah. You know what my thoughts are? Buy 16 ohm speakers. Holy shit, dude. Why not? I mean, I don't know, man. You got to know. You got to look, find out if the amps are worth the shit. You know, a lot of that old stuff is cool as hell, but it may not sound that great. If the amps are really good, then fucking hey, buy 16 ohm speakers, bro. You know, that's usually going to be a single driver type deal. I can't remember. There's a manufacturer, U.S. manufacturer that makes drivers. I can't remember the guy's name. Mikey, GR Research just released an external crossover, especially developed for the 3.7 eyes. Yeah, of course, Danny's jumping all over that shit. He's you know, it doesn't specifically develop an external crossover. Yeah, looks killer. Have you heard that? Have you had the opportunity to watch the video? That particular? No, man. You know, whatever. Danny's got his own thing going on, and he's Mr. Fix other guy's shit. That's his trip. You know, it's not my deal, man. I mean, I did that a long time ago. I fixed 3.7 eyes like 10 years ago. I made my own outboard crossover too. So what Danny's doing is nothing new. You know, he's just coming in to, you know, do what he does, man, which is fix other people's shit. So he's the fix other people's shit guy. So, you know, whatever. That's not my thing. I've got an idea for a Magnepan that is gonna. I'm not gonna talk about it, but let's just say it's gonna be totally different than anybody else. We have guns in Switzerland. Yeah, you do. Like fucking the ones like. Don't you guys go skiing and you do cross country skiing? Then you lay down in the snow and kick. Shoot stuff. What's your opinion on Greg Weaver channel? How dare you? I don't know, man. I don't watch it. I don't watch anybody's channel. I don't watch any other channels. They give me anxiety and shit. I can't, man. It's like me going to AudioGon. I get all fucking. I can't see what other people are doing, or it just gets me. I get too. I can't. Then I find myself comparing myself to what they're doing. Am I doing it good enough? Am I doing enough? Am I not doing enough? It just gets me. It gets me. What do you say? Agita. Gives me agita, right? Makes me mashugana. So I don't know about Greg Weaver. I know he's been around a while. He's a nice guy. I met him at the show, and Greg was a very nice guy. So I like the guy. You know, I don't know about his channel. What's my opinion of Rogue Audio? I like Rogue Audio. Made in the United States, solid value. Like you said, you're not pointing them at the right people. Alex Exo Gaming Ion was the closest thing to the Wadia Power DAC that became a real product. Wadia made a crappy Class D thing that they called a Power DAC. Also, that just wasn't one. Now, the Power DAC was not a Class D thing. The Power DAC was a digital amp, which is not Class D. Digital amp and Class D are two different things. Class D is very much an analog amplifier. So anyways, but I didn't like that Wadia Power DAC. It wasn't my thing. Better to go to bed. It's 03. Oh, yeah, time to go to bed, Kenneth. All right, cheers, brother. Have I built my own DIY audiophile PC? What components did you pick? Obviously, you probably don't know much about my background, dude. 20 years ago, I started in this industry with a cable company. I own a company called Verastar, Verastarr, and I have a breakthrough power cord that nobody else even comes close. And I'm not even telling you, I'm not going to tell you how I make it. But yeah, components don't really matter, man. If you make a good power cord, the plugs, I mean, the plugs, you think the plugs are going to make the cord? That's the silliest thing in the world. People take those, expensive Furatech plugs and they put them on regular ass wire and think they're going to get an audiophile cord because they put a Furatech plug on regular ass wire. Well, you're going to get a regular ass sound. I'm going to do that comparison soon. I have a regular ass wire cable with a normal cord, with a normal plug, and I have a regular ass wire cable with a $250 Furatech GTXD NCFR or whatever the hell. And we'll do the comparison and see if we can hear. It might be a slight difference, but it doesn't make an audiophile power cord just by putting on expensive ends. You have to have something up your sleeve. And really, if you just make the power cords are tricky because, man, little things make a big difference in sound in the power cord, not so much as the other stuff. I have the USB disruptor. I've been using it a long time and I love it. Check it out. Really isolates my PC. Cool. Do you know anything about the Ypsilon amplifiers? Nope. I don't know anything about them other than I think they're Greek, and I made some power cords that went with them at one show I exhibited with them. Puritan Audio PSM power conditioner that I bought from you made a huge difference. Thanks again. Does this conditioner benefit from isolation or tweaks such as rose quartz? Dude, buy yourself some rose quartz and just start putting it on your equipment and watch what happens. It's going to be funny. Rose quartz or regular quartz, buy a big chunk of it. Just set it on a transformer on top of your amplifier, anywhere. Just set it around your rig. You'll trip out, man. I haven't really heard, people will swear that if you put a quartz clock in the room, a little ass $5 alarm clock, travel clock, that you can hear a difference. I'm not doing that, dude. I bought one, I gotta be honest, and I listened for a little bit, but I wasn't gonna, if I can't hear it easily, then I don't care about it. Let's put it that way. I will be making some tweaks and I'll sell them to you guys. Did some cool stuff. I think they made 7 real power and they caught Bogdan. Alex Exogamy. What a crazy name. Exogamy. Yes. Alex Exogal. Fucking autocorrect. Greetings from Asheville. What's up, Asheville? Dude, I love Asheville, man. It's the total hipster place in the Southeast, man. Love to ride my motorcycle up there and catch some art and music, live music, and some pretty decent food. Asheville, North Carolina, man. Rock on, brother. Divine Perspectives. Are you a photographer? Tell us more. Pitch yourself. Okay, let's see. I can try record a video with the techniques next week and post it on my YouTube. I most use for fireworks. I'm a pro. Oh, you're a professional pyro nerd. Cool, dude. My brother did that. One year. He was part of the crew that did the pro fireworks. Interesting, man. I would love to check that shit out. I love fireworks as a kid. We've got stores right down, but none of them are big enough that even interest me. They're too small. I like the big ones. Make sure you run the wire all the way to the power station. Yeah, exactly. Braiding and dampening designs makes cable good or bad. Yep, for sure. Talk about the 151 Power DAC Mini, which came later and wasn't a real Power DAC. Oh, okay, I got you. My bad. Sorry. PC power cord or streamer PC? PC power cord or streamer PC? Well, yeah, Veristar, man. I got power cords for you all day long. Just holler. Any thoughts on the Serbian company Acoustic Invader? No, but that's the funniest name I've heard in a long time. I love that. Acoustic Invader. Dude, how are you going to go far with a name like that? You just can't. I mean, some people, you have to think about your freaking name, man. I mean, let's see. Somebody did, I can't remember who it was, did a, Pink Fawn did like an audio streamer called an Audio Fool. It's like, dude, nobody's going to buy that shit. I mean, you have to understand that it's like got a subliminal meaning to it, you know? Acoustic Invader. I just think of like Anal Invader, you know? Acoustic Invader. I think of like fucking, I think of some funny shit. Let's put it that way. And I don't want anything in my room called Acoustic Invader, man. I don't want any invader in there. I don't want any invader. Ear invader. Right? It's marketing 101. How to replace vintage 2-prong power cord. Cut it off and put a new one on. Are you talking about inside the unit, inside the audio gear? You have to cut the back and put in an IEC socket. What about Mikey and Jay flying across to Berlin next year, the European? Yeah, I'll be going there. Yeah, as long as the COVID restrictions are over, I'm not going to do any of that bullshit. Show your papers. Any thoughts on running pentodes in triode mode? Lame, LAF, lame as fuck. Running pentodes in triode mode. No way, dude. Any pentode amp I've ever heard run in triode sucks. If you want a triode, buy a triode amp that plays triodes, that uses triodes. That's my feeling. Pentodes sound way better as pentodes, and they do what they do. They have slam and oomph and power, but when you run pentodes as a triode, they're weak. They're totally weak. I've never heard, and almost all those amps, you have a little switch where you can switch it to triode. It always sucks, man. I've never heard one that sounds good in triode. So that's my thoughts. Buy a triode if you want a triode. Buy a triode amp. Buy a 300B amp. You know, buy the triodes are kick ass, by the way. You know, get an 845, get an 805, something like that. Get a GM70 amp. But no pentodes and triode. Okay, guys, it's been 2 hours. I'm getting hungry. I'm going to go get some food. So thank you for joining. I appreciate y'all for showing up. And I'm going to throw a video down. I'm going to release a video now talking about CAF. Ivan, I'll see you there, brother. I look forward to it, man. Let's have some food, man. Join me for dinner. Say goodnight. Hello from Belgium. What are the best open baffle speakers? Pure Audio Project. Yes, I have them, and I agree. Thanks, Mikey. Have a great night. Thanks, Nikki. Enjoy food and thanks, Scarabeo, Scooter guy. You get in contact, brother. Tell me about the scooter tour. Thanks for the chat. It's been great. You bet, Ken. Thank you for joining. I will see you guys. See you later, Jason. Talk to you on Tuesday, brother. Rock on, Prague. Have a good night, Divine Perspectives. Cheers, bro. And I'm going to drop a vid now talking about CAF. So stay tuned, and I'll drop a vid soon. So see you. Cheers. Victor comes in with the classic top secret, had an anal invader. It wasn't pretty to be on the wrong end of that thing, no doubt. Yeah. Remember Galaxina? Those are some weird ass shows. Cornelius Butt, the guy that was the Captain Corny Butt. Okay, guys. I'll see you later. Thanks for joining. Latro. I didn't know how to turn this damn thing off. Portuguese red wine. Tinto. The Tinto. I'm going to get some bacalao. Okay, brother. Talk to you soon, man. How do I stop this damn thing? I don't know. I'll see you guys soon. Later.